Hello, I'm David Newsome. I help coordinate Hands at Work in the UK, and I'm a friend of St Anne's. Our next door neighbours have 3 young children, and over the last few weeks during the Euros, they've been out in the garden every day playing football. It's been lovely to hear them and to hear them enjoying themselves, but inevitably the football comes over the fence, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. We don't always spot it, and then one of them will come and knock on the door to ask us to retrieve it. They always do it so politely and apologetically and are so grateful that we oblige willingly. Incidentally, the other day, the older boy informed me earnestly that the reason that the ball came over so often was that the goal they're using is very narrow, which made me think perhaps that's the issue that causes all England's penalty woes. We may not have the solution for penalty shootouts, but very definitely the secret of getting your ball back is good manners and gratitude. We all of us like to be thanked and appreciated, don't we? The world is a better place when our relationships and interactions are lubricated with the oil of courtesy and appreciation. And it really grates when faced with discourtesy and rudeness. That's all true, and I'm sure that most of us feel like that. But I was really challenged the other day by something a refugee said. When she was a young girl, Dina, her mother and brother, had to flee Iran because they had become Christians and their lives were then in great danger. She's talked about the experience of being a refugee and having to live for some time dependent on the charity and generosity of others. It was what she said about the volunteers who help refugees that really challenged me personally. As for volunteers, she said, even the most good-hearted want to feel thanked. They have come for that silent look of admiration that's free to most, but so costly if you're tapped for gratitude by everyone you meet. It really made me think about my own motives for the good I try to do, my insecure need for appreciation, applause, and that silent look of admiration. In reflecting on this, I was reminded of a saying that we have in Hands at Work. In Hands at Work, we serve some of Africa's poorest communities and the most vulnerable children within those very poor communities. But we always have to remind ourselves that we are merely one beggar telling another beggar where to find bread. We may be separated here in Western Europe from these communities by our privileges of money and security. But what unites us is our common need of God and the healing of our weaknesses and brokenness through the forgiveness and wholeness that we can find from Jesus. When we've truly grasped that, not only with our head, but in our hearts, it's then that we approach God with a common need, and that we are each recipients of God's grace and mercy. Then the debt of gratitude is ours, which we express to God through lives offered to God and in service of others. What right do we have to seek the silent look of admiration and the appreciative applause of others when we ourselves are the recipients of such a generous mercy. As Jesus says, freely you have received, freely give, expecting nothing in return. Amen.